Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Tales of the Ironsworn. If you're joining us on YouTube, you get the advantage of seeing us mess up in real life. So, there you go. My name is Jonathan. This is my friend Colin. We are excited to go on this adventure together and with you. I'll go ahead and be honest. We found this game probably, Colin, 3 days ago or so?
Yeah, it was in the beginning of the week. We've just started learning about it.
So, disclaimer at the beginning, we have no idea what we're doing. And we thought, maybe we could perfect this and then jump in. But then we thought, no, let's do it together. So you guys are going to see our mess ups, see our mistakes. I would say I'm at a 3 out of 10 on my understanding of the rules. Colin, what would you give yourself?
And I'm probably just a one.
So, like I said, we don't know what we're doing. So please feel free to give feedback, help us learn the game, and hopefully you can come right alongside us and learn the game for yourself as well. We're excited to jump in. We've been looking for an RPG to play for a while, and this seemed like a perfect one for just the two of us. So join us as we become Ironsworn and set sail on this adventure. Colin's going to start us off with introducing his character. Colin, take it away.
So I am Baldur Bloodaxe. When I was young, my father and I, we always were having goes at each other. And one day when I was angry, I was outside passing somebody, and that was the first day that I killed a man. It's things that I regret, and then now I'm just looking to be a better person. After my dad found out that I'd killed someone, when I got home, he sent me away. I went and found a faction, some very rough people. And when I returned from the journeys of that faction, I found that my entire family had been murdered by some type of monster. So now I've left the old world behind and I'm traveling to this new place to try to right my wrongs and to be a better person. I always carry with me, as my name suggests, an axe. Sometimes it's bloody and sometimes it's not. And that's the beginning of Baldur Bloodaxe. All right, Jonathan, what do we have from you?
Okay. First off, you can't see this, but off camera, Colin had an actual axe, so who knows how that's gonna fit into the story. But anyways, my character's name is Mortimer Drake. Uh, Mortimer Drake, I was born and raised in the rugged town of Cragglesike, nestled amidst the towering peaks of the Frostpire Mountain. From a young age, I was steeped in the traditions of family. My root ran deep in the history of the town. It was a place of hardy folk and harsh winter, where survival often meant being as sharp as the icy winds that swept down from the peaks. It was here that I first heard of the tales of my ancestors, stories of bravery and sacrifice that echoed through the generations like the howling of the mountain wind. At the heart of the Drake lineage, there is a legendary blade known as the Soul Render, an ancient weapon forged in the fires of antiquity and imbued with powerful enchantments. It was passed down from father to son for centuries and was very important to our family legacy. I was the sole heir to the lineage, and I inherited Soul Render upon coming of age. My destiny was now intertwined with that of my ancestors and the fate of Cragglesike itself. With the weight of family resting upon my shoulders, I set out into the world determined to carve my own path and honor the traditions of those who came before me. And that's all I can share. That's all I'll share at the moment. I will say this. The legacy of my family is not without its burden. As the wielder of Soul Render, I carry the weight of my ancestors within me, trying my best to make them proud and to make them happy. The weapon, when held by the user, when the user dies while holding it, their soul will be bound to the weapon for forever. So I'm just trying my best to do what I can, knowing that one day my soul will rest with my ancestors. Rough description, but hopefully the point's brought across. So Colin, let me ask you this. Am I to refer to you as Colin or Baldur as we continue forward?
I am
I guess we
Baldur
need to make
Bloodaxe.
Okay, that's fine. You can refer to me as Mortimer Drake then. We'll go with that. But Mr. Baldur Bloodaxe, my understanding of this game is that we have assets which work as our abilities. Please share your assets with us at this time.
All right, Mortimer, I am the Pretender. Should I give what the Pretender is?
Yeah. What's the Pretender do? What comes with that asset?
So the Pretender establishes a false identity. They roll positive shadow, and on a strong hit, you may add +2. When you make moves, use this identity to deceive or influence others. If I roll a 1 on an action, I die when using the false identity. Someone doubts you. Make appropriate moves to reassure them or prevent them from revealing the truth. On a weak hit, as above, but add +1 instead of +2. Do I go into the other points?
No, we'll save it there. We won't spend too much time on it.
Okay. Not even do the other ones?
Yeah, do all of them.
All right. I'm the Sunder. I wield an axe. When you strike or clash in close quarters, you may suffer -1 momentum and inflict +1 harm on a hit. I decide before rolling. When I have my axe in my hand and I use the promise of violence to compel or secure an advantage, I add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit.
Very nice.
And then my last asset is that I'm battle scarred. When I become maimed, I focus my energies. I reduce the edge or iron by 1 and add +2 to wits or heart, or +1 to each, to a maximum of +4.
Very cool. I'll say this, I'll pause briefly. I think the assets are cool. Again, what do we know? We barely know the game, but it seems like a really cool system to kind of flesh out your character. So, all right, Mr. Baldur, sounds like you're a rough man to deal with.
Some might say so, Mortimer.
My assets. The first one I picked was Keen. When I hold a weapon and sing a keen for those it has killed, my understanding is that means a song. I roll plus heart. On a strong hit, the wielder inflicts +1 harm when they strike or clash. Or if I roll a 1 on the action dice when making a move, the magic is spent. On a weak hit, I do as above, but the voices of those who were slain join in my song and I endure stress, and I'll stop with that. The second asset is Blade Bound. Once you mark a bond with a kin blade, a sentient weapon imbued with the spirit of my ancestor, it leads me to do this. When I enter the fray or draw the circle wielding the kin blade, add +1 and take +1 momentum on hit, and we'll pause there. And then the last asset is Kindred. I have a friend that stands by me. The way I'm going to do Kindred, again, maybe it's wrong, but with the ancestors, I'm going to be able to have them as my Kindred and be able to use this asset. Anyways, Kindred, my friend stands by me. When I make a move outside of combat, aided by my companion's expertise, I add +1 to whatever thing that they're proficient in. So that is me, Mortimer Drake. Mr. Baldur, start us off with the narrative.
Alrighty. The sun hung low on the horizon, casting long shadows across the winding road that cut through the dense forest. The air was thick with the scent of pine and earth, punctuated by the distant sounds of wildlife stirring in the underbrush. It was a quiet evening, the kind that promised both tranquility and danger in equal measure. Baldur Bloodaxe, a grizzled mercenary with a reputation for both brutality and honor, stood with his back to a gnarled oak tree, his gaze fixed on a group of thieves who had the misfortune of crossing his path. His presence alone was enough to send a shiver down the spine of even the most hardened criminals, his imposing figure clad in weathered armor and his face obscured by a tangle of unkempt beard. "Where do you think you're going, you mangy lot?" Baldur's voice rumbled like distant thunder as he loomed over the hapless thieves, his hand resting casually on the hilt of his blade. "This road belongs to those who can defend it, and I don't take kindly to those who would prey on the weak." The thieves, a ragtag band of I don't know that word, Jonathan.
Miscreants, probably, right? Miscreants?
Yeah. The thieves, a ragtag band of miscreants with desperation etched into their wary faces, exchanged nervous glances but stood their ground, their hands twitching nervously at their sides. They were outnumbered and outmatched, but their desperation outweighed their fear as they prepared to make their stand. It was in this tense moment that Mortimer Drake stumbled upon the scene, his footsteps muffled by the soft forest floor as he emerged from the shadows of the trees. Clad in weathered traveler's garb and bearing the ancient blade Soul Render at his side, Mortimer cut a striking figure against the backdrop of the setting sun. All right, are you saying your line, or did I just keep going?
You say it.
Easy there, friend, Mortimer called out, his voice calm and measured as he approached the confrontation. There's no need for violence here. Let's settle this like civilized folk, shall we? Baldur turned to face Mortimer, his gaze appraising the newcomer with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. Though Mortimer's intentions were noble, Baldur knew all too well the dangers that lurked in the hearts of men, and he was not one to trust easily. And who might you be, stranger? Baldur asked, his voice a low growl that reverberated through the clearing. And what business do you have meddling in affairs that don't concern you? Mortimer met Baldur's gaze with a steady stare, his hand resting lightly on the pommel of Soulrender. As he spoke, "My name is Mortimer Drake, and I'm just passing through," he replied evenly. "But it seems to me that this road belongs to all who travel it, not just those with the strength to claim it by force." The tension in the air was palpable. As Baldur and Mortimer faced off, their eyes locked in a silent battle of wills. But beneath the surface, a deeper conflict simmered, one that would shape the course of their fates and set them on a path that neither could have foreseen. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the forest whispered its secrets to the night, Baldur Bloodaxe and Mortimer Drake stood at the crossroads of destiny, their fates intertwined in a world where danger lurked around every corner, and heroes were forged in the crucible of adversity.
Very nice. Before we jump in to our story and start off on this adventure, my background vow that I've chosen for myself is I vow to make my ancestors proud. Very generic, but that is what drives me in all that I do. Those in my blade I want to make proud. Mortimer. Baldur. Sorry, excuse me. Baldur, what is your background vow? What motivates you in taking this adventure?
You better get the Bloodaxe's name correct.
I'm so sorry, sir. Please spare me.
But I'm getting ahead of myself because I vow to be a better person. I'm trying to be more
Well,
patient in my acts. I'm trying to let the course of the world lead me to less killing. Because behind me, all I leave is a trail of hate and a trail of enemies that will someday, of course, look to revenge me or avenge on me. So I'm going to try to be a better person.
well, strike one. Respond nicer next time, please. Anyways, back to the narrative. So I stumble upon this scene of Baldur and the thieves fighting one another, and me and Baldur are now there's some tension between us. I want to make a roll to form a relationship with Baldur, so that we can move forward together on this adventure. So I will make. Oh, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Let me pause for a moment.
Yeah, we need to.
I can't make a roll because I don't have stats. Yeah, so we decided. I know in the actual gameplay, you divvy out your stats. 1 is a 3, 2 is a 2, 2 is a 1. Me and Colin decided to add some RNG a little bit to it to mix it up. So Colin's actually going to roll. He came up with the system, so we won't go into that. But he's going to roll for our stats. So Colin, do you want to roll for yourself first, or do you want to roll for me first?
I can roll for you first to get a good feel for it.
Okay. Let's see. Let me pull up my thing. So you're rolling. So we've got edge, heart, iron, shadow, and wits. So are you just rolling for them down the line? So you're rolling for edge first.
Yep.
For me.
Repeating them back to you: edge, heart, iron, shadow, wits.
Correct.
All right. So I'm rolling for edge for Mortimer. It's a 1.
A 1? Okay, what was edge again? Let me pull it up. Let's see. I'm not edgy. Darn. Let's see. Edge is... Give me 1 second. Let's see. Edge is quickness, agility, and prowess in ranged combat. So, that's fine. Edge, I have a 1. Okay, heart.
Oh, that one didn't go onto the screen. Let me do it again. That's another 1. I don't think that there should be that many 1s, so I'm going to do a reroll.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's got to be... 2 of them have to be 1 anyway, so...
Okay. I mean, if I'll write it down as 1, but if we don't reach the max number, because it's supposed to be 2 1s, a 3, and 2 2s.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, if we don't reach, how many is that? That's 2, 5, that's 9. That's 9 total. If you don't have at least
Uh-huh.
9 total, then we can just pick out what the rest of the stats will be divvied into.
Okay. Well, I can't roll a 1 anymore, so it's just a re-roll if you're rolling
Okay,
1s
okay.
for me.
Uh, perfect.
Let's,
All
let's
right.
do it that way. And I've got it here. I'm keeping up with my stats over here as well. You don't have to write it down.
Alrighty. Now I'm rolling for iron.
Yes.
All right, that's a re-roll. Why is this all? Okay, 3. Finally, you got a 2 on
3.
iron.
Okay. Let's see. What is iron? Iron is... Okay, heart is courage, willpower, empathy, sociability, and loyalty. Iron, physical strength, endurance, aggressiveness, and prowess in close combat. So far, you're kind of fitting how my character seems to be anyway. So I can only get 2s now, so there's no point in rolling, right?
Yeah, we'll just fill them in with 2. So shadow and
Okay.
wits.
Shadow and wits, I have a 2 on. So shadow is sneakiness, deceptiveness, and cunning. Wits is expertise, knowledge, and observation. I'm going to be honest. That's probably how I would have distributed anyway. So, good job. You've got away with the dice. Let's see if it lines up well for Baldur.
All right.
So I
Let's see.
am 1 in edge, 1 in heart, 3 in iron, 2 in shadow, 2 in wits. All right. Now for you.
Let's see what belongs to the blood axe. All right. Started off with a 2 on edge.
Okay. So nimbleness, quickness, stuff like that.
Short pause right now where I'm writing down these stats on my notes paper.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rolling for heart. Another 2.
You kind of wanted that anyway, didn't you? A little bit.
Now this is the one where I'm really hoping for the 3.
So
Right,
no more
rolling for
2s.
iron.
You can't get any more 2s.
Yep. So that after I get my 3, the rest just become 1s. Come on, iron.
Yep.
It's a 1.
It's a 1.
Yes.
Oh no. It should be fine.
All right, rolling for shadow. Wait, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, it does.
It doesn't
because
matter. It does matter. It does matter. You still have your
shadow's a
3.
shadow's a 1, so that means my wits are 3. That's crazy to me. I guess I'm a good pretender.
Listen, in the heat of the moment, we can do it the original way and distribute how we want to. You want to keep it RNG?
Let's keep it RNG. Maybe Baldur Blood Axe is just, sorry to interrupt you, but maybe Baldur Blood Axe is just a little bit of a weakling who thinks he's more.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Me and Colin were talking about this system a couple days ago, and he came up with that. He wanted some RNG. And I asked him, I said, what happens if you don't roll to fit your character? He said, well, I guess he's wrong. So, all right. Back to the narrative, back to the game, back to the story. So I was about to roll to build a relationship with you because obviously we have to. I guess we don't have to, but it would be nice if we liked each other a little bit. So for a relationship roll, we're gonna forge a bond together.
All right.
So when you forge a bond, we are rolling with heart. So my heart is 1. Baldur may not like Mortimer too much. Okay.
Hey, I'm a 2.
So okay.
So what?
If
what
I'm the one who's initiating, hold on. Who's initiating this? If you're a 2, strategically wise, you should be initiating this relationship. But character background wise, makes more sense for me to initiate it, right?
Yeah, but hang on. This next part, let's add this to the narrative.
Okay.
So I'm looking at Mortimer, and I really respect that he's willing to stand up to me. He knows what I'm about to do to these thieves. So I think I'm going to reach out and see if he wants to join my party. I'm about to travel. We don't know the name of the city yet. We need to roll for the city.
I can roll for it. I'll roll for the city.
Yeah. Let's roll for the city.
Again, for those who have no idea of the game, I'll explain. There's a concept called the Oracle. We're going to use it some, but we decided to use... We have 100 city names and 100 NPC names that we're going to randomly pick as we go along and interact with people. and find cities. So the first city that we're going to travel to together, I go to my town document and I roll a random number 1 through 100. It's number 5. So Willowbrook is where we were headed.
All right, so I respect Mortimer. He's willing to stand up to me, even though he knows that I want to just kill these thieves on the road. So I'm going to reach out to him and see if he wants to join my party and accompany me to Willowbrook, because I'm going to go there to see Willowbrook.
Willow with a W. Willowbrook. Willowbrook. I'm sorry. Sorry, Baldur.
Willowbrook?
Willowbrook.
Willow.
W-I.
I finally said it right.
It's okay.
All right, I'm going to see if he wants to accompany me. I'm going to see if he wants to accompany me to Willowbrook. I'm going there to speak with their leader. I'm going to see if he can give me any sort of work. I'm looking to do an honest man's deed and see if I can start to right my wrongs there.
So you were rolling to forge a bond with me.
So what dice is that?
So you'll roll the 1d6 and the 2d10s, and that's what we'll roll for all of our actions.
All right, I'm going to roll them one at a time. I'm going to start with the d10s.
Okay.
I gotta make sure it goes on screen. That's the hardest part of this.
Yeah, I wonder if we need to put a... Oh, sorry. I hit my mic. I wonder if we need to put a box or something so they won't roll off.
Oh, I literally have this box right here. Hang on. That's exactly what I need to do. Make sure that looks good.
I punched my mic, hopefully.
I'm now rolling for the bond. Rolling the first d10. And it is... looks like a 90, so we have a 9.
A 9. Oh, no.
Oh, that's bad. Rolling the other d10. A 4.
Okay.
And
then you'll roll the d6.
A 2.
Okay. Okay, so you have 3 heart or 2 heart?
I have 2.
Okay, so that is not good. So it was 4, 4, and 9, right?
2, 4, and 9.
Yeah, but when you add 2, your heart is plus 2, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not sure what the rules say. We will check this for next time. You're supposed to beat it. So you want to beat the challenge dice. So you tied with one of them.
Oh no! So wait, what is the challenge die?
So you rolled the 2d10, right? And you've got a 4 and a 9. The d6 plus whatever your stat roll is supposed to beat the challenge die. Or dice, challenge dice, sorry. It's supposed to beat... So remember when we were talking about it? There's 3 possible outcomes. You beat both numbers, you beat one number, or you beat neither number. And we have a situation that happens through both of those. So you didn't really beat any of them. So here's what happens. We're going to have to fix the narrative to get back on track. Here's what happens. Since you missed, I reject you. I don't want anything to do with you, and you have to pay the price. So here's pay the price. Here's what... Let's see. Let me find it. Pay the price. When you suffer the outcome of a move, which is what Baldur's having to do, choose one. Make the most obvious negative outcome happen. Or envision 2 negative outcomes, rate one as likely, and ask the oracle using yes or no table. On a yes, make that outcome happen. Or, there's a table in the rulebook. Roll on the following table. If you have difficulty interpreting the result to fit the current situation, roll again. So, let's just make the most obvious negative outcome happen. And I reject you. right? You
Hmm.
tried to befriend me and I say no. However, here's what I'll say. I want nothing to do with you, Baldur. You're a mean, mean man. However, these thieves have to go. They're worse than you. So, for the time being, I'm not agreeing to forge any type of a bond with you right now, but let's defeat these thieves and see what happens. Can we agree to that?
Sounds like a plan, Mortimer.
Okay. So I grab my blade and make my first iron vow, and my iron vow is to defeat these thieves with a Baldur Blood Axe. Pause for a moment. For those who don't know, this is the main drive of the game. You forge an iron bond, and again, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. But you forge an iron bond, which are your quests. That's how you get experience. That's how you progress through the game. So the first iron bond, iron vow that I'm making is to defeat these thieves with Baldur. Baldur, what is your first iron vow?
Well, I think it's about the same vow as yours. I want to defeat these thieves, but ultimately I want to kill them.
Okay, I like it. So our first iron vow is defeat the thieves. I don't think I want to kill them. I think I just want to send them on their way. You think we should kill them? Well, hold on. You're trying to be a better person, my guy. You can't just go around killing petty thieves.
I'm very short-tempered, and these thieves challenged me.
We'll see what happens in the heat of battle. You can never control the heat of the moment. So defeat the thieves. We're going to say this is a troublesome difficulty, right? These are just common thieves.
Hmm.
Okay. So troublesome difficulty. If we are to complete this vow, we get how much experience? We will get... Well, I lost it. I think it's 2 experience. One sec. So, for an easy vow, 1. We get 1 experience for doing this. Which, I think you need 2 to upgrade an asset, and 3 to purchase a new asset. I think is how it works. I'll double check that when we need to.
Okay,
So
so the
this is
different check
troublesome.
boxes of the asset, those are upgrades. Like, we're just on the first tier.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so I did make a mistake, and we might want to add this into the video, what I'm saying right now. I made a mistake on one of my assets. I believe it was the Pretender. I read the upgraded tier, I read the original tier and the upgraded tier. So right now I only have that first tier, the first thing that I get from the asset.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. We'll like I said, we don't know what we're doing, so this will happen often. Back to the game. Figured out the rules. 1 experience for this. And since it's formidable, easy, or troublesome, I mean, easy difficulty, that means that each hit does 3 progress per harm. If you remember, we don't see their health bar. We're filling up this progress bar as we're fighting them. And then once we think that we've beaten them enough, we then roll the dice to see if it matches, doesn't match, or excuse me, is higher than both of them, higher than one of them, or not higher than either of them. So whenever we feel confident in that, we would move forward. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's roll. We're now rolling for enter the fray. So we have to ask ourselves the question, is this a sneak attack? I mean, they're looking at both of us, right?
Right, I think we charge.
We charge. Okay, so roll for me first.
All right, is this going to be the same setup, 2d10s then a d6?
That's the roll for everything.
Okay.
2d10s and 1d6.
All
so
right,
roll for me. Since we're rolling right in, it's a heart roll.
All right, your first d10 is a 4.
Okay.
Second is a 2.
Okay.
Now the d6 is a 4.
Okay, so I beat it because my heart is My heart is 1. So wait, did I beat it? What were they again?
The rolls.
Yeah.
There was a 4, a 2, and then a 4.
And
So you would be 5 versus 4, 5 versus 2.
Okay, yeah. So I beat both of them, which means on a strong hit we add 2 momentum, and I have initiative. So now roll for you, and I'll add our momentum. And I'll explain momentum in a second, Colin. I don't know if you know how momentum works.
I've got a 5. A 5. Oh no, and a 1.
What's your heart?
It's a 2, so 3 versus.
Okay,
I'll lose to both of them.
On a miss, combat begins with you at a disadvantage. Pay the price. Your foe has initiative. So I'll hit, they'll hit, you'll hit. But then to pay the price, we have to think of the worst possible outcome for you. What's going to happen?
I think I stumble over my feet as I charge forward. I think I just fall on the ground.
You going to take a point of damage or anything like that? Or just start dazed?
I just fall on the ground. I think I get dazed and I do take a point of damage. I fall on my face.
So, since you took a point of damage, you are now at 4 health. Alright, so I start with initiative. So I'm going to roll a strike.
Alright.
I come up while you're rolling, I'll give some context. I walk up to these guys, pull out Soul Render, and I'm about to slash them.
Alright, you ready for your rolls?
Yes.
A 1, a 9, and you got a 4.
Okay, so I beat one of them. So a weak hit. I inflict your harm and lose initiative. So they hit me, and they do how much damage? They do 1 damage. So I take 1 damage and lose initiative. This is going poorly. We do not know how to fight. We're still learning. I'm going to blame it on our poor relationship status at the moment.
We're not good at working together yet.
No. So they now have initiative. So they're hitting... I think they're technically hitting you, right? Since you were at the bottom of the totem pole. And you're on the ground.
Yeah, they're pointing and laughing at me, and they're walking forward, just not even caring. They're about to swing on me.
Okay, so this is a clash roll. When your foe has initiative and you're fighting them in close quarters, roll with iron. So you're rolling for yourself an iron roll.
Well, this is my 1, so let's see if I better win on the dice.
Oh no.
So the thieves are laughing at me. They're walking up, brandishing their weapons. You're not going to believe this.
No, did they beat you again?
3, 4, 1. And my iron's a 1.
Okay, so you roll a miss. You're outmatched and must pay the price. Your foe has initiative. So we can do the worst possible outcome that we think of, or there's a table here in the rule book that we can roll dice to let it pick what happens to you.
Let's do
the worst possible. Okay, so you'll roll both d10s, and that'll give me a 2-digit number. We'll take the first digit from the first roll, the first digit from the second roll, and make, like, if you roll a 9 and a 2, it's 92.
Okay, it's a 10 and an 8.
So 18?
Yes.
Okay, so the table says, and we interpret this how we want to, your action has an unintended effect. Or roll again if we need more different inspiration.
Okay, so the unintended effect is they have just a free shot on me. They think they're about to take my head off is their goal. But somehow they miss and they just cut off some of my hair. and that
Okay.
enrages me. So I jump back to my feet.
Okay. Can you, in real life, cut off some of your hair just to keep it thematic, please?
Sorry, what?
Just kidding. I said, can you, real quick on camera, cut off some of your hair to keep it thematic?
I
Please don't do
recently got
that.
it cut, so I don't think I
It's
have enough to cut right now.
it looks beautiful. All right, so Baldur is kind of back in the fight a little bit, missing some hair. We both are down a health point. The thieves think they have the advantage, and they have initiative, right? They had it on me too, so now they turn to me and attack me. And so I'm now rolling a clash roll, which is iron, and we'll see what happens to me.
All right, it's a 7, a 4, and a 3. You once again beat one of them.
Okay, so it's a weak hit, inflict your harm, but then pay the price. Your foe has initiative. So they hit me again. I'm now at 3 health. And I have to pay the price, and they have initiative. So roll the dice. Let's see what the table has to say.
All right, this is just 2 10s.
2 10s, yeah.
All right, 28, because it was a 2 and an 8.
28. Something of value is lost or destroyed. The thieves somehow knock me off balance after they did damage to me, and they take my blade. They take Soul Render, throw it out of combat, so I no longer have my blade at the current moment. And they are now jeering at me, laughing. I seemingly seem powerless, but we'll see what happens. Baldur, your move. Take him down, please.
All right, so I'm wielding my axe. I'm on my feet. I'm enraged. So I'm invoking Sunder, correct?
Okay. Yeah, you can use your asset here.
All right, I'm double checking what I get from that. So what is momentum?
Okay, so momentum. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Momentum is this overarching thing that we share as a. I think, no, we don't share it actually. It starts off at 2, and it. So if you want to use your momentum, let's say you roll a 2, and the 2 challenge dice are a 4 and a 4, and you have 4 momentum. You can use your momentum to cancel out those dice and turn it into a strong hit. But then once you use
Okay,
it, it goes down.
it goes down by
go
1.
down and gain. It'd go down by. It goes back down to 2 if you use it. It always, if you use it at all, it drops back down to 2. 2 is kind of like the neutral point.
Okay, so when I jump to my feet, I'm enraged. That's my momentum going up. Is how I would probably say that, right?
Okay, yeah, sounds good to me.
So I've got my momentum build up. So I choose to use my striker clash in close quarters, suffering -1 momentum and inflicting +1 harm on a hit. And it says to decide before rolling, so I'm choosing to take that.
Okay, so you're at 1 momentum now. Do you have that kept up for yourself?
1 momentum?
It said, read it to me. How did it say that about momentum?
You can choose to suffer -1 momentum and inflict +1 harm on a hit.
Yeah, so you lose 1 momentum to add +1 harm on your hit.
Okay. So I charge towards the thieves, brandishing my axe, ready to take it to close quarters where I do my best work. I now roll for a clash. No, it's not called a clash.
It's a strike.
What's it called?
A strike roll. A strike.
I'm rolling for a strike.
Which is your iron.
Dude, these D10s want to roll high. 5,
no.
6.
Roll
Dude,
a 6.
I didn't beat them. It's a 10, it's an 8. And I have a 5 plus a 1, so it's a 6.
Oh no. Okay. So, your attack fails, you must pay the price. They now have initiative. Colin. Oh, excuse me. Baldur, we're in trouble. We can't beat petty thieves. Maybe I should roll the dice. Man. Do you want to roll, or do you want to come up with a worst case scenario? to pay the price.
Let's just keep rolling.
Okay, yeah, I like the table.
All right, it's a 52.
52. It causes a delay or puts you at a disadvantage. So do interpret that how you will.
So I swing down with my axe with so much force, trying to destroy the enemy, but I hit the ground, and it takes a chip out of my axe, my beloved weapon.
Man, does your weapon have a cool name like mine?
I haven't named it. It's just the axe of the blood axe.
The axe of the blood axe. I like it. Okay, so my turn. I don't have my blade, so I run over to grab Soul Render. Shaken. Things aren't looking well, but I'm going to try my best. Close attacks haven't worked for us, so I'm going to take it and throw it at the enemy, trusting my ancestors to allow it to meet its target. So I'm rolling edge. Well, first off, let me see if that's smart. No, that's not. That is not smart. I have +3 iron. I take it back. I'm not throwing Soul Render. I throw it and it boomerangs back to me, and now I walk forward. The ancestors knew that was a bad idea, so I walk forward in a close range attack, rolling with my iron.
All right, a 3 and a 10. And now you rolled a 5.
Okay, so I beat one of them, right?
Yes.
You keep rolling 10s. On a weak hit, inflict your harm and lose initiative. So I'm at 2 health. I need to heal, but it's not my turn. Technically, it's now their turn, and they're attacking. Who are they attacking?
They attack me first still.
Okay.
So I roll for a clash, correct?
Yeah, this is a clash.
All right. An 8 and a 1. Finally, something I can beat. And a 5. So it's a 6. I beat one of them.
Okay, so weak hit, inflict your harm, so you take 1 damage. And then pay the price. They retain initiative. So roll for pay the price.
We're paying a lot of prices.
Gosh. We are not good. We need to go. We need a quick training montage to see if we can beat these thieves.
All right, 79.
79. A surprising development complicates the quest. I have an idea if you don't.
Yeah, you shoot.
And you can say no. So right now they're at troublesome difficulty, but they could get bolstered in confidence and realize that we are not a force to be reckoned with, so they go up 1 difficulty to dangerous.
Okay. Yeah, they realize that we are a ragtag crew right now. We have we're not really compatible in our battling.
And so now, instead of us doing 3 to them per hit, we do 2, and they do 2 to us as well. They do 2 damage per hit.
And we're both at 3 health, correct?
I think I'm at 2 health. I'm at 2 health. I have to heal. But we'll get there. So that's your turn, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to heal. Do any of my assets help me with healing? Let's see. No. No, but I could have been using Keen. Kindred, actually. When I make a move outside of combat, we're in combat, though, so I can't use that. Okay, so I'm on my own. A heal roll. Let's see. To heal... Can I heal in combat? Seems to. Doesn't say I can't. Alright, so I'm stepping off of the battlefield for just a second, leaving Baldur by himself. To treat an injury or ailment, I'm rolling with wits, and I'm mending my own wounds. So I roll with wits or iron. Whichever is lower. So my wits are lower. I have 2 wits, so I'm rolling a wits roll to heal myself.
Alright. Alright, that's a 3, 5, and a 4.
Okay, so I beat both of them. So a strong hit.
Yep.
My care is helpful. If you or your ally who you were healing had a wound, I can clear it. I didn't have any negative effects, but I gained 2 health, so I'm at 4 health now. So now it's the thief's turn, and they're turning to me. They see me healing on the side, and they think, wait, easy prey. So they turn to me, and they march forward to attack me. So we have a clash roll.
A 5, a 5, and a 5.
Okay, so I beat them, so that's a strong hit. On a strong hit, inflict your harm, so they do 2 damage to me. I now have initiative, and I pick one, so I can either gain a momentum or inflict harm to them. So I take 2 health, but they also take 2 health. So mark 2 boxes, if I'm keeping up with it too, but we mark 2 on Defeat the Thieves. It is now.
Wait, so which one do you choose?
Checked. So I take a point of damage, but they do 2. So I take 2 health, and they take 2 health.
Okay. So they've lost only 3 health in total.
They've lost 2 health in total now, right?
No, they lost 1 at the very beginning. No, your very first hit did hit. You got a weak hit on them at the very beginning.
Okay, so they took 3 health then, because they were still troublesome.
Okay.
So they've lost 5 health. So that begs the question on your turn, do you want to roll to end this fight? We're rolling as a 5 against the 2d10s. Probably not yet, right? Probably want to hit them one more time. To roll as an 8. Because
yeah, my hubris, I want to destroy them, so.
It's true, you want to get them as close to death as you can. Hey, I'll say this. I'm slowly being swayed to the dark side. They're really making me mad, so we might as well kill them.
So even though the thieves are starting to shake in their boots, they're sweating, they're scared, they see the fury in Mortimer's and Baldur's eyes. But either way, Baldur doesn't care. He charges back forward with his chipped axe, ready to deal a final blow.
Let's go. So you're hitting with a strike, right? And then you're going to hit to end the battle? Okay.
Dude, Baldur's never going to hurt anything. A 9, a 10, and a 2.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you missed.
There's no beating that.
Your attack fails, you must pay the price, and they have initiative.
So I pay the price. This time let's not roll.
Okay.
Baldur feels the disgrace. He's unable to hurt his foe, even the slightest bit. He raises his fist and just punches himself in the face. He is so frustrated, doing one harm to himself.
Okay, I respect it. Now, they have initiative, so they're hitting you back now, right? They're striking you? Or it's a clash?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I go and roll for the clash?
Yeah.
Alright. It is a 3, an 8, wait no, a 3, a 6, and a 1. Wait, is this iron or is this hard?
It's iron if it's close quarters. If they're attacking you from range, it's edge. So that's up to you, like story-wise, what you want to do.
Okay, we're gonna bend a little bit. The thieves are scared. Mortimer has mostly put these thieves in their place. So at this point, they've taken out throwing daggers, and they throw one at Baldur.
Well, let me add
have +2 edge on a 1, so I get a weak hit, or it's the middle ground. I pass one, but not the other.
They see Baldur punch himself in the face, so they're scared to get too close. So they pull out the throwing knives. Man. So you hit a weak hit, so you take damage. You take 2 damage and lose it. Nope. This is clash. You take 2 damage and pay the price. Your foe has initiative.
Okay, I'm at 0.
Okay, so you're not dead. Let me see how that works.
I also have battle scarred. This is probably me maimed. When I become maimed, I can reduce my iron by 1 and add 2 to my wits or heart.
Maybe. Let me find it real quick. So you're at 0 health. So you have to roll face death. So you're at the brink of death. You're glimpsing the world beyond, and you're going to roll a heart roll. So I'll pause there and see what you roll.
All right, a 4, a 4, and a 1. It looks like I lose.
Okay, so you missed, right? You're dead.
Do what? Oh my gosh.
Hold on. You can't die this early, okay? So you're dead.
So there's something about
So-
Baldur Bloodaxe, is that
Okay.
when he gets killed once, he has to be killed again. And when he comes
Okay.
back, he's stronger than he was, but he's only like that for a certain amount of time.
Okay. So you're in some you're dead, but technically you can get your soul back if we win this battle. How does that sound?
All right.
Like you're technically dead, but you're not right now, but if we lose, you are dead. Does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they killed you. I'm mad. I don't understand. You know, you maybe were mean to me. This bond hasn't worked or whatever. But I don't want a man to die. That isn't the thieves at this point. They've really made me mad. So I'm going to step up and I'm going to use an asset card, which I should have been doing this whole time. I sing a keen. So I hold my weapon and I sing a song for those it has killed. I know I haven't killed any of these thieves, but from times past, past foes are dead. Song, song, song. Activate keen. So I roll heart. So roll me a heart roll.
It's a 1, a 3, and a 4. So you automatically get.
I hit a strong hit. I inflict an extra harm. Like, I just inflict harm when I strike or clash. So, I've got my blade charged up, magical energy, and I step forward to strike. So, roll again.
A 2, an 8, and a 6.
And it's it's iron, which I
Yep, so you beat both again.
Is that my 3? Let's go. Okay,
That's your 3.
Okay. So that's a strong hit. I inflict 1 harm plus 1. So they just got hit for 4. And I keep initiative. So, let's see.
So they're
I've
at
hit them for
minus
4.
9.
Yeah. So I'm rolling to end the fight. So, the way that roll works is, in the fight, it's a progress move. When you make a move to take decisive action and score a strong hit, blah, blah, blah. So basically, I noticed that they're weak. They're out of breath. This is the weakest they've ever looked. Baldur's doing some weird thing where I thought he was dead, but he seems to still be alive, jarring insults at these guys. So I think I got to end it here. Maybe he isn't actually dead if we win this fight. So I rolled to end the fight. And this is a... Let's see. Oh, it's not the action dice. It's our progress. So it's a 9 versus whatever these 2 10s are.
A 4 and a 5.
Okay, great. On a strong hit, the foe is no longer in the fight. They are killed, out of action, flee, whatever we seem appropriate. I look over at Baldur. I see him look at me with a smile of confidence. I cut the head off of all these jokers. I kill them in their track for Baldur. I point to Baldur, and our bond is forming because I killed these guys. On a strong hit, they're dead. And that's it. We end the fight. We have progress. Our iron vow, since we made a vow to kill these guys, we realize we've completed. We gain experience. So since it bumped up difficulty, we gain 2 experience each. So you gain 2 XP, and we'll end there. I killed the guys, gain our experience. Back to the story. I look over at Baldur, and what do I see? What's happening with Baldur?
I climb slowly to my knees. I start to hoist myself up, and I let out a hoot. I clap. I'm very proud. I didn't know that Mortimer had it in him, but he has a warrior's heart. Now I know that whatever lays ahead, he'll be part of my party. And we're going to tackle it together.
Respect. I give Baldur a strong hug, pat on the back. For whatever reason, I walk upon this man and think he was in the wrong, but doesn't matter now. Everything he was doing was right. This hard-fought battle has forged our bond, and we go on together. Um, and what Willowbrook is where we're both headed now. Willowbrook.
Yep. Time to
Okay.
set way for Willowbrook.
As we are now friends, or take a step back from the campaign. You're now Colin, I'm now Jonathan. Initial thoughts after our first play session of Iron Vow. I'll be honest.
Man, I didn't expect to die in the first round.
That was a lot harder than I thought it was, and I just wonder if it's. I mean, combat stats, mine are decent. Are you a 1 in Iron and Edge?
I'm a 1 in Iron, a 2 in Edge.
So I wonder if you need to start attacking from range, because that's what you roll for Edge, I think, is a range attack is Edge. You can
maybe I open
axe,
fights by throwing my axe. Yeah.
You could. Let me double check that. Yeah, you roll for Edge when it's at range, so that's for next time. But yeah, that was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I'll give, I'm looking forward to this campaign. I think we've really forged a cool one. We want to thank the listeners here as we wrap up this first session. Thanks for bearing with us. I imagine it was rough. If you're a vet at this game, you probably have a lot of notes for us. We'd love to see them. Please let us know. But if you're joining along with us, we had a great time. Play this game with your friends. Play this game with your family. I think you'll enjoy it too. Colin, any closing words on your end before we wrap it up?
Hey, Baldur's just happy to be here.
That's so true. In the words of great Baldur, we'll see you next time.